Happy Fun Facts Friday. In case you're wondering, it's freezing in here, so I have this big old heavy sweater on. So I have, my grandson's got these calendar with amazing facts on it, so I thought I'd read a few to you. I won't bore you with all of them. We'll save some for another Friday. I still don't feel very good. Tonight's chili cook-off night, where the school has a fundraiser for, usually goes to some kind of veterans organization, and they do sell wristbands, $10 wristbands, and then you go around and eat all you want, and there's chili and cornbread and cupcakes and cookies and brisket and all kinds of stuff, Texas-y stuff. I'm making a white bean chicken chili. It's what I usually make. So there's something a little lighter for those who would like it. All right, you ready for Fun Facts Friday? This one cracked me up. Before settling on the seven dwarfs we know today, Disney considered Chesty, Tubby, Burpy, Deafy, Hickey, Wheezy, and Awful. Those names are terrible. I'm glad they didn't use any of those. Susan B. Anthony was fined $100 for voting in the 1872 election. She refused to pay it. Man, $100 was a lot back in those days. Good for her. They probably didn't count her vote, but at least she tried. Scientists say that the best time to take a nap is between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. What time is it? Is it time for a nap? I think it's about that time. There's a surgical procedure called selective, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see that long word. Amygdalohippocamectomy that removes half the brain's amygdala, and with it much of the patient's sense of fear. No thanks. I'm not very fearful anyway, but not having half my brain removed to remove my sense of fear, and that name alone scares you. Lancaster, Pennsylvania was the U.S. capital for the shortest period of time, one day, September 27th, 1777. Huh. Wonder why that was. That's just kind of weird. Why have a capital? Have it be the U.S. capital for one day. I have no idea. I have to look that up. In 1674, the Women's Petition Against Coffee claimed the beverage was turning British men into useless corpses, and proposed a ban on it for anyone under the age of 60. Well, you wouldn't think it'd make them lazy. You'd think it'd make them more energetic. I don't know. That's weird. In Serbia, superstition dictates that complimenting a newborn baby will bring the child bad luck. Instead, you should say it's ugly. Aw, what an ugly baby. I had a friend that had, he turned out to be a cute little boy, but he was the ugliest baby. He had these big Dumbo elephant ears and big old nose. His face just hadn't grown into the rest of his body yet. He was an ugly baby, so you'd have to watch what you said. It's like, oh, isn't he sweet? In the early days of his career, Paul Newman was often approached by people who thought he was Marlon Brando. Rather than correct them, he would oblige their autograph requests by signing "Best wishes, Marlon Brando." I bet those are worth something now, because they're Paul Newman forgeries of Marlon Brando. They're probably worth a pretty penny if you had one laying around. People used to believe that the blood of the freshly executed was a healthy tonic that would pay executioners a little money to let them drink it warm. Oh, ick. I'm sorry I read that. That's just disgusting. Oh, sorry, I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't mean to do that to you. That's terrible. In 1985, Clara Pelter, a.k.a. the Where's the Beef lady, you remember her? That little old lady is like, where's the beef? saw her contract with Wendy's terminated after she found the beef in a Prego commercial. She probably did the Prego commercial and said, "There's the beef." And then Wendy's is like, In 1493, Christopher Columbus was sailing near the Dominican Republic when he spotted 3 mermaids and was disappointed to see that they weren't nearly as beautiful as how they were typically painted, which was probably because they were manatees. Yeah, manatee would be but one ugly mermaid. All right, whatever. We'll do a couple more. It's almost time for the anniversary of Kennedy assassination, and this one's about Kennedy. It's the 1963, so that's almost 60 years ago that he was assassinated. Where were you? Were you old? Well, a lot of you probably weren't even born yet, but if you were, do you remember? I was freshman in high school, and they said, we have an announcement, and we're all like, oh no, what is it? Figured it's some stupid assembly or something. And they said the president has been shot, and we're all like shocked. And then they come on later, and they just let us out of the classroom. We were just wandering around, in shock. And then they announced again that he died and sent us all home. And we pretty much everybody spent the whole weekend glued to the TV. I used to have, till I got flooded out, I used to have a set of newspapers from that time period that I was going to save for, posterity. But then I got flooded out and they got ruined. So in 1962, John F. Kennedy invited William Faulkner to dinner at the White House. Faulkner, who lived just over 100 miles away in Charlottesville, Virginia, declined the invitation, saying that was an awful long distance to travel just to eat dinner. I would have liked to have met Kennedy. He was an interesting man. Of course, so was Faulkner. The protagonist of Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's was originally named Connie Gustafson, which doesn't sound nearly as glamorous as Holly Golightly. Did y'all like Breakfast at Tiffany's? It was okay. She was very sophisticated looking, but it wasn't the best movie I ever saw. It was just, it's famous and all that, but I'm just like, it's okay. Okay, one more. I used to live in Japan, so we'll do a Japan one. In Japan, instead of the man in the moon, people see a rabbit in the moon. I remember that, them saying that. Oh, I still don't, my neck's starting to hurt again, and my stomach's starting to hurt again, and I'm just like, no, I'm going on my retreat. I can't start feeling bad again. It's not as bad as it was, but still, I want to feel perfect by Sunday, so prayers for perfect health by Sunday. So I don't know that I'll film again for a little while, till late next week with being gone and all that. I might try and film some of my retreat. I'm not going to take my tripod or anything, so it'll be hard to film I thought I'd try and film my how to make the gnome thing, but without a tripod, I don't think it'll work. So we'll see. But anyway, you probably won't hear from me for a week or so. So I hope y'all have a good week, and I'll talk to y'all real soon.